Hey there folks, I have created an AI email assistant. Now what this does is it keeps track of your emails that you receive and responds to them based on the knowledge that you've provided it, and it then drops them into your drafts folder so you can review and send, or review and edit and send. Now the way this works is you provide the AI with a whole bunch of information about your business, what you do, etc. And we'll call it the knowledge. So this is a sample business, Bayside Accounting Group, bit of information about them, their services, response time policy, tone of communication, that's an important one, escalation rules, okay, so again, also important, fee structure. Now you may, this is just a sample, you may want to provide information similar to this, more than this, less than this, different, whatever you want. It's about providing the AI with the information that you think it needs to enable it to provide responses, adequate responses, good responses to your customers, clients, or prospective customers and clients. So we've got our staff directory in here as well. All right, and then we've also got our internal policies, bit of information there, and some sample information about clients so that the AI knows a bit about the clients. Now, as I said, you can have as much or as little information in the knowledge as you want. My inclination is to really push it as hard as you can, push this system as hard as you can when you first launch it, because you want to see how good it is, how far you can go with it, how far it can go with the responses, because they're still being screened. It's going to save you a heap of time because you're not really going to have to do too much thinking in most cases. You're just going to do a quick scan and hit send. And that's just for the first however many until you get comfortable, and then you might just, all right, I'm pretty comfortable with that. We'll allow I'll just hit send on those ones. It's up to you though. You may decide not to do that. And also what it can do, depending on the depth of knowledge you provide it, is it can unearth knowledge within your business, perhaps about certain clients or about certain policies that you didn't actually know of off the top of your head. So it saves you having to go and find that information. All right, so we'll just drag it over there. Now I've sent a few draft emails through, and so I sent some draft emails and I got draft responses. Well, I sent emails, sample emails from customers and clients, and AI has created responses. So, first one from Steve. Hi folks, I run a small washing machine repair business. Just wondering if you can help with my annual returns as my old accountant has retired. What would it cost? So, AI has drafted a response. Thank you for reaching out. We'd be delighted. As a sole trader in the trades industry, you'd likely be a great fit for our sole trader package, which starts from $1,800 annually. This covers, etc., etc. To give you a more accurate quote, it would be helpful to have a quick chat or exchange a few details about your business. Now, you could set it up so you are including a link to a calendar so that Steve can book himself in for a time there that suits with one of your team. You can do that, whatever you want with that really. I think that's a pretty good response given the information that we've provided AI and what it was asked of Steve. Now, this is Steve. He's a small business sole operator. I can't remember small washing machine repair business. Interesting. Okay, so AI has made an assumption there, so we might need to go and correct that in the knowledge, just about avoiding making those sorts of assumptions. So Steve runs a small business, doesn't have a lot of time for finding a new accountant, right? So he's got onto Bayside Accounting, however he's got onto that business, and he's taken the time to say, hey, can you help me? You want to be responding to him as quickly as possible. So AI has responded as quickly as it can in a minute or two, and it's provided you with the draft for you then to hit send. So that could be the difference between winning or losing that business, and if you implement a system like this, lots and lots of other business. So response time to inquiries makes a massive, massive difference on whether you win that business. I can't remember the exact percentages. I heard them the other day, but it was extraordinary how quickly responding to an inquiry will make the difference as to whether you win or lose the business, or at least to a large degree. All right, now we've got another inquiry here. Hi Sarah, now Sarah's one of the accountants. I work from home around 3 days a week. Am I able to claim internet and electricity? Thanks, Olivia. So Olivia's an existing client, she's emailing Sarah, and the response is, hi Olivia, thanks for your email. Great question, short answer is yes, you may be able to claim a portion. AT offers a couple of methods for calculating these deductions. The right one for you will depend on your specific situation and record keeping, etc., etc. Because we want to make sure we get this right and maximise what you're entitled to, we would recommend having a proper look at this, etc., etc. Again, I reckon that's a pretty good response. So it's not saying absolutely yes, it's saying, look, all indications are it's likely, but we need to have a chat. Okay, so Sarah's initial, can I do this? She's feeling, all right, I've got a response. I feel like I'm possibly going to get a positive outcome here. That's good, and I'll schedule a time to speak with Olivia. Will speak with Sarah. And then another one here. Hi James. James is another one of the accountants. One of our employees say they were underpaid this week. Can someone look into this ASAP, please? All right, so this is underpaid. That's a really big deal. Okay, you want to get onto that quick. Hi Melissa. Thank you for reaching out. We completely understand the urgency here. Okay, good. We have flagged this as a priority matter and are escalating it to a senior accountant right now as per our internal procedures. Okay. In the meantime, if you're able to provide details of the affected employee. Okay. All right. So it's escalated, but it's also getting on the front foot and saying we need some information here as well for us to do this investigation. Again, I reckon that's a good response. So for me, it's 3 out of 3. First one, need a little bit of a tweak on the knowledge there, but this is a new system that I've built and it hasn't been through any of that trial and error feedback loop that you have with new systems. So all in all, I'd say this is a pretty good system and going to save a lot of businesses. I mean, this was an accounting business, but it could apply to any business in any role. Going to save a lot of time. Thanks, folks. Have a good one.